everyone. You know what is amazing? I finished my 6-month experience in Adelaide on 8th of August. I gave my PTE on 9th of August. On 10th of August, I applied for my state nomination, and on 11th of August, everything was approved and I could apply for 491. What's up, people? Welcome back to Internash. I have some amazing news to share with all of you. Last week, I received my invitation to apply for Visa 491, which is the provisional permanent residency or a very secure pathway to apply for your permanent residency in Australia. The reason why I'm so excited is because probably this is the first YouTube channel where we started recording videos in the very first semester about how to find part-time jobs. What are the struggles for international students? What are the things to do as an international student in Australia? Then moved on to how to find full-time jobs. What are the struggles there? What are the things that international students are doing? And finally, we are creating a video where I've received my invitation to apply for Visa 491, which is a provisional permanent residency visa. So if you want to know my journey or what are the right things to do if you want your permanent residency in Australia, then this video is just for you. So check it out. Now, if you have been following this channel for a while now, probably you will be across a lot of things that I've done in last couple of years living in Australia. How I came to Melbourne, started studying Masters of Business at Monash University, and then I moved to Adelaide, started working in marketing, all the things that I've done. But I want to know, when was the very first video that you saw of Internash? When? Like 2018, 19, 20? Or is this the first video that you are watching right now? Then write that in the comment section. And if you're new to this channel, then we create all the content for international students who are in Australia and who are planning to come to Australia. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell because we're so close to 100,000 subscribers. Moving on to today's video. So let's start from starting. I came to Australia in July 2017, 4 years back. When I came here, all I wanted to do was study Masters of Business, majoring in marketing. And that's why I was studying at Monash University, because that was one of the best courses that was told to me. But just like a lot of you guys, I had no idea how permanent residency work, how are things in Australia, what are the things that international students do. I had no idea, right? I was just new in the country, trying to explore just like hundreds and thousands of other international students. One thing that I was sure of, that I did not want to change my course. When I was talking to other people, they said that it is really hard to get a permanent residency in marketing or when you are doing a business course, which is not wrong. So they told me that either you can change your course or figure things out later. I knew what I wanted to study and what I was passionate about, and that's why I did not even look at changing my course. A lot of students come here and change their course so that it becomes easier for them to get permanent residency. Another thing that I did right was networking and creating this YouTube channel. Now, whenever you are studying what you love, you want to explore that how can you be better in your field. So one of the things that I wanted to do and one of the problems that I wanted to solve was about information. That how can I give the most transparent information about life of an international student in Australia? And that's when I did this YouTube channel. And also we started doing a lot of events. I also want to highlight that we post a lot of events for international students in our Facebook group, on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, etc. So do follow those pages so that you can actually attend those events and learn how to do things better in Australia as an international student. For example, we have one series of events called Everyday Heroes where we highlight stories of former international students. So I'll give the link in the description. I would highly recommend you guys to register for those events so that you can learn what other international students have done apart from this video. Moving on to my story. So I came to Australia, I started studying from 2017 to 2019. I was studying Master of Business, majoring in marketing. Now, towards the end of my studies, I started visiting registered migration agents to understand whether I can get a permanent residency by studying marketing. One of the things that was told to me was that if you are studying in metropolitan Melbourne or metropolitan Sydney, it is becoming harder and harder to get a permanent residency. And that's why a lot of people are moving to regional areas. Because if you look at Australian population, almost 50% of population is just in these two cities, and the country wants to develop other cities as well. That's why they are making it easier for migrants to get the permanent residency in regional areas. So what I was told was that if you move to other states, they may have marketing specialist as an occupation to apply for your permanent residency. Now, three things that you need for your permanent residency is that you need to have a skill assessment in an occupation. Second, you need to have an occupation. What do I mean by occupation is that the state government or the federal government needs to list your occupation that they are giving permanent residency to these many occupations. So your occupation has to be there, and also you need to meet the English language criteria. For example, I gave PT very recently. If you want me to create a video on PT, then write that in the comment section. I'll share my experience there as well. But these are the things that you need. So what I was told was that I can either move to Tasmania or South Australia or Northern Territory. But if I lived in Melbourne or I moved to Sydney, then it will be almost impossible for me to get a 491, 189 or 190. If you want to know what are these visas, I will give a link in the description. You can learn more about those visas. Also, we have created a video on what are the things that you should do if you want a permanent residency. I'll give a link in the description for that as well, so that you can just learn more about the visas and what do they mean, so that you can do the right thing when you're here. So when I was told that I have to move to South Australia, I already had a full-time job in marketing after my graduation. So it was a really tough decision that do I leave a full-time well-paying job in marketing and move to a state where I don't know anybody, I don't know anything, and I don't even know whether I'll get another job or not. But one thing was clear, that I would want to explore an option to at least live in this country. By this time, I was on a visa 485, which is a temporary residency visa. If you study in Australia for 2 or more years, you can get a TR, temporary residency, for 2 or more years, depending on where you have studied. So I had studied in Melbourne for 2 years, so I got a TR for 2 years. Now these 2 years was the time when I had to explore what are my options. And that's when I moved to South Australia last year around May, June. At that time, I created a video of why am I moving to South Australia and what is visa 491. I'll also give a link in the description. If you want to know more about that, you can go to that video. I'm just trying not to overload a lot of information in this video and just keep it simple informational video. So then I moved here. At that time, one of the visa requirement was that I had to work for 3 months. So I was like, I still have 15 to 18 months on my visa. I'll work in marketing. And meanwhile, I wanted to work on Internash, this YouTube channel and our startup for international students. In February this year, requirement changed. And what they said was that now if you want to apply for 491, you have to work for 6 months. And at that time, I only had 9 months left on my 485, and that's why I had to get a job as soon as possible. So fortunately, I got a job as a digital marketing strategist, which is again in marketing, and started working in Adelaide. Now, once I had gotten a job in marketing in Adelaide, I had to work there for 6 months at least to be eligible to apply for visa 491. But apart from that, I also had to get my skill assessment. Again, in marketing, you have to work onshore for at least 1 year to apply for your skill assessment. Now, if you're studying engineering or anything else, you may have other requirements that you need to fulfill, but skill assessment is something that you will need if you're applying for any other visa, such as 491, 190 or 189. So I got my skill assessment. I was working for 6 months, and the third requirement was PTE. So I prepared for PT, and recently 3 days back, I gave my PT. Unfortunately, I did not get 8888, which is for 20 points. I got 888 and 7 in speaking. So I could only get 10 points for applying for 491. But one of really good thing is that if you're applying for 491, which is state nomination visa, then the state gives you 15 points. So I applied for 491 at 90 points. If you want to know how to calculate your points, then I will give a link in the description. You can know about how to calculate your points. But just to give a brief, because my age is between 25 to 32, I get 30 points for that. For my skill assessment and studying here in Australia, I get 20 points. If I got 8 each in the English exam, so PT or IELTS, I would have gotten 20 points, but I got 8887, because of which I got 10 points. So that is 60 points. Now, for skill assessment, I needed 1 year on onshore experience. When you work in your field for 1 year, you get 5 points for that. So that is 65. As I told you, I was applying for 491, which is a state nomination visa, and that's why state gives you 15 points. So that is 80 points. And if you are single, you also get 10 points. And 80 plus 10, that's how I got 90 points. So I applied with all the documents required, and then I applied for my 491. You know what is amazing? I finished my 6-month experience in Adelaide on 8th of August. I gave my PTE on 9th of August. On 10th of August, I applied for my state nomination, and on 11th of August, everything was approved and I could apply for 491, which is just mind-blowing, and that's what makes this story really interesting. If you do all the things right, if you have right information, it will be easier for you to get your permanent residency. But the key is to know what are those right things and what are the things that you need to do. As in other videos we have mentioned that I am not a registered migration agent, but we have registered migration agent who are associated with Internash. So if you are in this process right now, you want to know how to get your permanent residency, or you are in Australia exploring your pathway, then I have given a link in the description of a Google form. You can fill up that Google form. Somebody from our team will get in touch with you and help you connect with the right registered migration agents so that you can do the right thing. Well, hope you loved the video, guys, and a quick snapshot of the things that I did to get my invitation to apply for my provisional permanent residency in Australia. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, guys. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers, and we have to reach 100,000 subscribers as soon as possible. If you haven't liked this video, like this video and write in the comment section what are some videos that you would like to see on this channel. See you in the next video.